That's what I say everything related to parasites is the body has too many heavy metals. Then the body begins to produce these little worms to keep the person alive. The worms begin to eat up the metals so that the person can survive another day. And then what happens is when the person cleans up the heavy metals using things like turpentine, dragon's blood, pumpkin seeds, anything like that, when they chelate those heavy metals out, the worms also go away as well too. And it's interesting because I started to think about with worms, you know, the body is the body is trying to keep people alive. Like it produces things so that it can stay for another day. You know, that's what I started to realize. And I started looking into what other things have parasites. And I found sharks. Sharks have parasites and they have little worms that are attached to their mouth at all times and they eat up all the heavy metals. And there's scientists who have said that if the heavy metal overload gets too much, the sharks will perish because the little worms, the little parasites that are on them, will perish too. And then I started seeing it in all these other different animals and all these things. And it started to make me think like even about mistletoe. You know, mistletoe. Mistletoe is all over Arizona. They're like, oh, it's eating up the trees. There's mistletoe all over the trees next to me. They are healthy as can be. They work in synergy. They work, you know, everything works together. It doesn't just destroy. Like nature wouldn't create something just to destroy everything because then nature wouldn't exist. And mistletoe, when you get into things related to cancer therapy, you get into mistletoe therapy, which is another interesting rabbit hole. But you know, when you get into the whole things related to parasites, you see that it's just relating to that there's an imbalance. The body has too many heavy metals, and the body is trying to figure out how it can counter the imbalance. And that's it. Like it's super simple.